Ladies and gentlemen, continuing with these 7-star Gifted Guardians champions, we only have 3 champions left to cover, one without hair, one with the best waves in the game, and one that I made a video on in the past and was actually wrong about him. And the champion that I'm talking about is none other than Shocker! Unfortunately, this is a spoiler if you didn't watch my last video, but I did end up pulling a 7-star Shocker, which blew my mind and made me realize that what I said in the other video wasn't actually all that accurate. Now it is understandable because that was the pre-buff Shocker, and of course now that he's buffed, he's a completely different champion. Even though they only changed a few things, he did win the last pull that I actually made, so we're gonna be discussing him. But because I already made a video talking about all of his abilities, I'll actually just read the parts of his buff. They increased his physical vulnerability passive potency from 20% up to 30%. They also increased his critical raising up to 33%. And when he becomes unblockable and breaks the opponent's block, he no longer consumes charges but rather goes on cooldown for 30 seconds, which is a much needed change in my opinion. They also changed the amount of charges he gains from the SP1. Previously it was 25 but now it's 30, which means you're gonna be ramping up much faster. They also changed his critical rating to reduce the opponent's armor rating instead of increasing his armor penetration. And they also changed a synergy that he had, but that one was pretty much just for cheesing matches. So basically what this buff did is 1. Increase his damage, 2. Increase the amount of charges he gains, and 3. The unblockable now has no downside to use. It might not seem like a lot, but this pretty much makes the biggest difference when it comes to this character, and all those changes were pretty much needed. In the video I made of Shocker in the past, I said that you can argue that he's one of the worst drops of 2023. That is a lie. The damage is absolutely insane, and let's actually go ahead and test him for a bit. So the rotation we're gonna be going with here is one SP1 and then an SP2 into the heavy attack, and let's actually see how much damage that deals. He's blocking too much, come on, okay. Throw the SP1. Okay, he throws it. Now to go for the SP2. Oh, and those stuns just give us some easy openings. Okay, the SP2. He's already down to like 20%. Okay, now we charge. And this does... I actually didn't see the number. We did 209,000 damage with just a single special 1 and then an SP2. In my opinion, that is really good, man. Now unfortunately this number changes depending on the opponent's armor rating and physical resistance, stuff like that. A lot of things that change his numbers, but this time let's actually go for 2 special 1s and then the SP2, and let's see what that looks like. Oh. Whoa. Okay. Okay, throw it. Okay. Another one. And now we go in. Okay, nice. Please throw it. Okay, he's not gonna throw it. Alright, so now we're at maximum charges without the SP3. Let's actually see how much damage this is. I didn't see the number. That was 335,000 in only 50 seconds. Bro, this character is absolutely crazy. Okay, and now to show how much he does with the max amount of charges, which is 150. Also for stat focus, I did go with armor penetration because it's the one that gives him more damage, so yeah. Okay, let's hear this. In my Shocker video, I did say that he isn't much better to use compared to other champions, or at least when it comes to certain matchups, but I fully disagree with what I said. Okay. One more SP1 and we should be good to go. Okay, and now for the SP2. Whoop. Oh my, alright, I messed up. Okay, and now for the SP2. I wish it did more damage, but that might just be more overkill, but who knows. And now to wait for him to finish consuming his charges, we're gonna be here for a while. Oh no, never mind. What? And sadly, this is the part that sort of changes his damage. The damage isn't consistent, it pretty much depends on the opponent's armor, as well as their resistance, so even though this number could be bigger, this is pretty much the max that you can get against Winter Soldier simply due to his resistances. The damage is also reduced when he's fighting against Cosmic Champions because of the class disadvantage, but now that you've seen how good this champion is, let's actually go over all of the things that he can do. His stuns are unaffected by the Limber Mastery, meaning that his stuns will always give you the full amount of openings. Another thing of him that's pretty slept on is his auto block, because once you're above 50 charges and you get hit with a special attack, he will actually attempt to auto block it, which could save you from either getting killed or from taking a lot of damage. And in cases where you actually don't know how to dex the opponent's attack, this can actually be very useful. He also has prowess removal, which is very powerful, and this is especially useful when you're going up against mutant champions, which makes him a very good tech champion. And the final bit of utility is that he actually inflicts shock debuffs. Now of course this can only be done with the synergy, and if you actually build up these shock debuffs, they'll actually be doing some work. But that is pretty much it for his utility. A very basic as well as very simple character, one with a ton of uses and one with a lot of heavy attack damage. I do think he is in the top 3 best Gifted Guardians champions. You can even argue that he's the best since Adam Warlock is sort of hard to play, but that would also be a fight between him and Diablo, so I'm not too sure. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of Shocker. Make sure to join my Discord group, the link will be down in the description. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!